If you want a laid frontal like that, keep watching.
Rockstar, pop star, rockstar, pop star. He hit on my shows, I'm a pop star, rockstar, pop star, rockstar, pop star.
Hey y'all, it's nayfromva and we're back with another YouTube video. So today, as the title shows, we are bleaching knots. You want to get it from the left to the right, pretty much. So what you're gonna need is some bleach. I get the big bottle like that, but you can get this little packet too. I always get Clear All Professional. Is what I was taught on YouTube pretty much. So you need a mixing bowl. You could also use a regular bowl. It really doesn't matter. A bowl that you don't really care about. You know, you're not going to eat out of it because it has all these chemicals in it now. You need a little applicator brush to mix your powder with, or you could just use a fork, a plastic spoon, whatever, if you don't really care. I don't really apply the bleach with this, but you know, you also gonna need some aluminum foil to speed up the processing. You can also use hair foil, which is what I'm using today. Next, you're gonna need some neutralizing shampoo. I just use any old shampoo I have at the house because, you know, it all gets the job done. But this one specifically cuts the reaction. You also are going to need some Shimmer Light shampoo to help tone down the brassiness in your knots. I also use toner to counteract the oranginess. But this is a staple. You're going to need this, especially if you're working with blonde hair in anything. So if you want to be safe, which I recommend to be safe, safety comes first, you should use some eye protection and some gloves. I don't, but don't be like me, ever. So our goal today is to get rid of those black dots. We want to make sure that they're blonde so that you can't really see them, similar to the color of your lace. So let's jump right into it. I'm showing y'all some of the products that I'm using. I use a 40 volume developer to get rid of my knots. I recommend you start off with the 30 volume. The purpose and like what's the difference between the two, the 40 volume really, it strips the hair faster and it gets to you to a lighter color. So I recommend using 30 when you're first starting so that you don't over process the hair. And that's the Wella colors I use to tone, and it gives you a little purpley color. And I also use a knife to apply the bleach so I don't press too deep into the lace. So those are everything that I have today. And I put my little wig head on. I put the wig on top of it with my T-pins. You want a nice clean area to work on. I put a little plastic bag to cover up. You can use newspaper, magazines, whatever. So I'm just adjusting the wig on my mannequin head. I recommend you put as many T-pins as you can into the wig head so that you don't pull on it and rip the lace, because I hate that. So we're going to start by mixing up our bleach. Inside that little container you get a little blue scoop. So I pull that out and it has all the bleach inside of a bag. So I usually put, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 scoops starting off. But I only had a little bit left and I didn't feel like digging my hand in that bag, so I just poured it. You honestly don't need that much. If you're doing a closure, that little packet bleach is enough. You don't need any more than that. So then I started putting some of it back into the bag because I didn't need all of that. honestly, you see all that white dust that gets all up in the air, and that's why you need some eye protection. And if you really feeling snazzy, you need to be wearing a mask, honestly, because it's really bad for your lungs. So that's my developer. It's a small little bottle that I just picked up. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I just pour a good amount. Use my knife to mix it up. You never want to over pour. You always want to under pour, so that because you can't take developer out, but you can always put more developer in. So it's gonna clump up, but you want to make sure it's mixed thoroughly. You don't want any dry pieces. So that doesn't look like enough to me for exactly for my whole frontal. So I'm going to put some more bleach into the bowl. And I was just like, okay, let's just do all of it. Very much messy, very much. So I'm starting to mix that together a little bit as much as I can. But obviously I need more developer, so I'm going to pour that in. The goal here is a toothpaste, like thick consistency, so that your bleach does not seep into the lace and over bleach your knots or bleach the hair attached to the knots. So I'm just mixing that together. Also, I'm going to add that when you prep your hair to be bleached, you might want to spray a little bit of water on it and comb the baby hairs back, because now the lace is starting to come with baby hairs already attached and molded down, but you need to push those back so that you don't bleach the baby hairs, because that's not the best look ever. So I'm mixing, we're almost there. Okay, it's almost giving, But it's not thick enough for me, quite. Because it's still, it's alright. So I'm going to add some more bleach powder. And this is a fresh one, so that's why it has the thing on it. So I just took a little scoop of that. And pour the rest. You see, this is a little bit of a process. So now I finally finished. I'm taking my Wella colors and I'm pouring it, a little bit of it, into my mixture, and I'm gonna mix that up. It's not really giving me very much purple right now, but I don't know. We're just gonna go with the flow. So it's very much well combined. You see my wig head. Her name is going to be Shirley today. And I'm just pressing the bleach in, but not really pressing it. I'm just tapping or like laying, like you butter and toast, but you're not buttering it. You just putting the butter on top. You're not trying to rub it in at all. So that's why I use a butter knife, because when you use that little applicator, you're going to want to like scrape it on, and that's not what you want at all. So just very lightly tapping it on to the lace. Also, I recommend starting from the back, especially when you have a big frontal, because you don't want the knots to be in the front to be too over bleached. This is really all about time. You're playing with time when you're bleaching anything. So start from the back so that those will be more bleached than the front, even though your front is your most important part, because that's what, you know, somebody's gonna see when you lay the lace. But you don't want that to be over bleached, and you don't want it to be crazy. So start from the back, especially when you're a beginner. So there we go, there we have it. I laid it on there pretty good. So I'm gonna take this foil and I'm gonna just lay it on top, because this is not like a big piece of foil, and this is not a closure, it's a round surface. So if I was using a closure, then I would just put it on there and fold it up, and like fold up the corners of the foil. But I'm gonna just lay it on top because we're using a mannequin head. So we're gonna let this sit for like 30 minutes, depending on the volume of your developer. And we're gonna rinse it off and see if it kind of like dries up and crusts up on your lace, because it's working. So I just rinse it off first. Ignore my bathroom. I didn't do it in the kitchen because I didn't feel like it. And I used that clip to hold back the hair, as I was talking about previously. But y'all get the gist. The bleach being sitting in the hair is going to make it a little bit tangly, but that's just because it's bleach. So that's what it looks like first look. You don't see any black dots anymore. So I'm going to fold it inside out, and I'm going to take this mane and tail shampoo. It's obviously not the best shampoo for natural hair, but I don't care about this hair really. Like, it's not like I need to maintain it. So I'm just throwing that shampoo on there and on the hair to strip all the bleach off and stop the processing. I do a little finger detangle, as you can see. And you really want to scrub in the lace, because you want to get all that bleach off, because if there's still bleach on there, then it's still processing. So that's what it looks like after I rinsed out the shampoo. Your next step is almost one of your most important steps. You want to take that Shimmer Light shampoo and you want to throw that on top of the lace. I use a lot. I use a lot of it. And I'm also working with a lighter colored hair. So I throw that all across the hair anyways because I don't like orangey toned hair. If I'm going to do blonde, then it needs to be icy. So you want to let that sit for like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how you feel. So it's like that. You rinse it out, and it just comes right out. It's not going to stain the lace or anything because it's shampoo. So boom, boom, boom. So much fun. A little cleaning up. So now your hair is a little bit less orangey and it's almost see-through. So you want to take some type of conditioner because you just shampooed it, bleached it, all of that, and you want to reset the hair. So this is this foam Pantene conditioner. I really like it because I like how it feels on my hands, and I just throw that on top of the wig. Because bleaching is a pretty harsh process, and that's why I would never do it on my natural hair by myself, and especially not with no 30 or 40 volume developer. So your hair has been through a lot in the past 1 hour, so just treat it like you love it. Let the conditioner sit and rinse it out. So that's pretty much it. I tinted my lace and plucked some, and that's what it looked like when I finished my install, period. Boom, and boom.
I'm on 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. How much I'ma spend profiling? She come in and compliment.